those business people who have chosen to invest in education. These people, we believe, are doing tremendous work, who have done that. So we are recognizing a young man who has, for the last few years, individually as a person, sponsored a number of students, about 57 students for masters, others have gone for their degrees in different countries in Africa, and that is none other than Comrade Paul Majok Mabior. Paul Majok, if you are around here, we request you to stand up. The next person we recognize is someone who has played a very central role, and that is in the same field of business. He is here with us. In 2012, he opened a money transfer for transferring money, and he employed a lot of students there. But still, he was not satisfied with what he was doing, transforming lives and changing young people in this country. He decided to leave the business of money transfer and establish a university called Starford International University in South Sudan. And that is the university that is a private university that has been graduating a lot of students and is contributing positively to changing and transforming the people of South Sudan. The person we have recognized the field of business. 3 years ago, the school was supposed to close down, the university, because of the difficult condition that our administration was going through. And these are conditions known to everyone. But one business person stood out and came to bring salvation to our university by providing a sum of about 10 million that was for the operation for the examination. And then again, he came with another money that allowed the university to come back, and we were able to sit the examinations. And for the last many years, he has been doing this to most of the student bodies in the country. He's not with us here. He's coming from Dubai today, but he promised that as long as he arrives from the airport, he will come straight to the occasion. It's called Makir Gaitiak. Makir Gaitiak is the business person. Another person, the last person we are recognizing at the level of business community, is a man who has also decided to empower young female students, especially in primary school and secondary school in South Sudan. He has created a foundation for his wife. It's called Chagai Foundation. Chagai is a wife to Honorable Bibi Ali. And Bibi Ali is funding Chagai Foundation purposely because Chagai Foundation has a policy on empowering young girls in South Sudan. Chagai Foundation has sponsored about 184 students within South Sudan in universities and secondary school. And these all are students, especially young girls who had no opportunity of getting to university. So we recognize him on the Positive Impact Philanthropic Award. And now coming to the civil society, we cannot forget the civil society because these are the bodies that always push for transformation in every country. There are 2 civil societies who have been organized in the country as individuals who have contributed very much. And one of them has left the civil society work, is now deeply in politics, is present with us here. And we are going to recognize it because of the effort he did many years ago. And those efforts have helped transform many students in South Sudan. He has sent a lot of students to India. He has sent a lot of students to Eastern African countries. He has sent a lot of students to Egypt when he was the country director for Wendell Trust. He is called none other than Comrade Santo Malenga Anai, present with us here. Comrade Santo Malenga Anai doubles as Assistant Secretary, Deputy Secretary for Political Affairs and Mobilization in the SPLM National Secretariat. But the work he did in the civil society is continuing to do it now. Up to now, he's sending a lot of students to universities on his own personal account. So Comrade Santo, we are glad for the work you have been doing. The next person in the civil society space is not with us here. He's in Nairobi. He's not feeling well. He's a bishop. Christian Mission for Development has been working since 1995. In most of the Upper Nile areas, Jonglei, Upper Nile State, and Unity State. And that organization is currently funding 20 secondary schools in those areas. It's paying the teachers, it's paying school fees for the students, it's sending some of the students who perform well to outside for scholarship. And for us, we consider that this bishop has done a lot of work to the people of South Sudan. He's called Reverend Bishop Thomas Tutgang, is not present with us here. Coming to the level of government, we also see that there are people in public service who have immensely contributed to transforming education. But we have made a lot of research to come to this conclusion, because at a certain point, we need to have critical information before we make such decisions. We started research since October, coming to November, December, and the last half of this month. And for that purpose, we are 4 country leaders who have distinguished education reform and development in the Republic of South Sudan. The first is the state. By the time he was appointed as a governor, he was elected as a governor, he's the longest serving governor of the Republic of South Sudan. He decided to build a lot of secondary schools that are government owned. He also decided to build a lot of private schools that are owned by the government. And he went as far as building government institutions. Every ministry was well constructed and put in place. If you go to Eastern Equatoria today, you find the number of secondary schools, the number of primary schools that are government, there are very many. And for that purpose, because of his developmental strides, we have been able to recognize His Excellency Louis Lebong Lajore, the governor of Eastern Equatoria State. The next person we also recognize for his great effort he has been doing in the very short spell of time. When he was appointed by His Excellency the President, just barely 2 years ago, he went and transformed and made the impossible possible. He saved the lives of hundreds of people, and he was able to bring hope to the people who have lost hope. He was able to bring confidence to the people of Lake State who had been violent for a very long time. For 15 years, the people of Lake had been fighting themselves on community issues. But when he was entrusted by His Excellency the President, Governor Rintwey Mabor went and brought peace to the people of Lake State. That peace now is our identity as the people of South Sudan, and it's an example that the people of South Sudan have leaders. They have leaders who can really work for their people. And we encourage that other leaders in South Sudan who will be given this responsibility in the future, go and emulate the work that has been put in place by Governor of Lake State. More importantly, he has gone as far as contributing to education reform in our country. He's the first governor, because rich people have always negotiated marriage prices with the families without girls being informed. Today, the girls of Lake State have the hope that they can rise and they can be like other leaders sitting in front. They can sit here at the front lines, at the front table, as ministers one day, as governors one day, as professors in universities. And that's because of his work that he has done. Governor Rin, we are very humble and appreciate you. The next person we recognize is a woman. And this is a woman that has made wonders. She has made wonders not only in her ministry that she holds today, but she has kept as much as possible to fight for reform. And the reform she has been fighting for are the reforms that would positively reflect the image of the people of South Sudan as people who are organized, as people who are ambitious, and people who aspire for a greater future. When she could not find this, she did not want to do the bad thing, but excuse herself from public service to take some rest. And because of that hard work and patriotic commitment, His Excellency the President brought her back again to the cabinet. She continued to deliver to the people of South Sudan in her respective portfolio, but today, as the Minister of General Education and Instruction, Honorable Madam Wooding Achwil as both members. She has fought very much. We are going to tell you later on what she has been doing to transform the education system in our country. Honorable Madam Awud, you are a great mother for the country, and we respect you very much as a student. Thank you very much for your work. The last person is also a woman. So for women, I think you have a great privilege and a space in this position today. This day is your day. The next person is also a woman who has been trusted by His Excellency the President and the people of South Sudan in different portfolios of government. And she has distinguished herself as a leader. In her own capacity, she has tried as much as possible to bring about change. And that change is aimed at bringing about the positive image of the Republic of South Sudan and the government of His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Honorable Speaker of the National Legislative Assembly, Madam Nono Kumba. Right Honorable Madam Jema Nono Kumba is represented by the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Mary Nawai. You can see she stood up and she traveled outside for a government mission. She'll be coming possibly tomorrow, but she is, with her apology, sent the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs to come and receive her award on her behalf. Minister, we are glad to have your presence here. But more importantly, we recognize the Honorable Speaker, not only because of her positive legislative reform and effort to bring about peace by keeping the supposedly divided Parliament together, but she has gone as far as creating the foundation called Jema Nono Kumba Foundation. This foundation is purposely to empower girls in education. She has gone as far as sponsoring 47 girls in different universities. Others have been sent to different countries, and most of them are studying in our local universities in South Sudan. And that is a great honor. Honorable Patron of the Day, our distinguished invited guests, the awardees of today's event, the families of the awardees, professionals invited from different institutions, the members of the diplomatic corps, and the civil society present, the student leaders, the youth leaders who are present today with us. These are the distinguished awardees we have come to celebrate today. So by the virtue of my position as the president of South Sudan General Students Union, I made the recommendation, because we don't award, we only make the recommendation, to the League of African Development Students. His Excellency, the President is here, you can stand up. That's how we call ourselves in the leadership of the students. You can be seated. He is the man who has been fighting very much. And together we have been able to bring these awards home. And I will be able to, we have received our moderator. He was a little bit, but he's present with us. So I think he will catch up with us. Dr. Joseph Gell is just graduated from University of Pretoria some 4 months ago. You can stand up so that they see you. He is a doctor in law. He graduated from, he's a constitutional lawyer. Graduated from University of Pretoria some 4 months ago. Yesterday, we were celebrating his function here. And we are glad to receive Dr. Joseph among us. He's going to be the moderator of this event. Finally, I would be in a position to invite, because we determined that this function finishes exactly by 2, so that all of us will be able to go. We want to squeeze it today as much as possible. So, Mr. President, I'll be able to, before you come in, there are people that were not recognized, and I want to apologize because of the time constraint. The Deputy Speaker of the Council of State is with us here, Honorable Marianne Majuk. She can stand up for those who do not know her so that they can see her. Honorable Marianne is around with us. And sitting next to her is a chairperson in the Parliamentary Committee for Finance, I think. And in front is the Undersecretary for the Ministry of General Education, Dr. Kuyoga Bulkuyok. You can stand up so that they can see you. And we have invited a few civil society organizations present with us. They are represented by our strong sister, a very passionate and a very hardworking young woman who has been fighting very much for women empowerment. Lord Amerikaje, you can stand up. So these are the students from Darling Wisdom Academy. The student from Darling Wisdom Academy. Unfortunately, I forgot one thing that's very important. There's one awardee that I did not mention. It's good that I have come to see. I did not see in the paper. We have one important person that has contributed very much in terms of giving access to quality education in Africa and in South Sudan. In 2012 to 2015, in 2005 to 2012, he was working in the KCB as the operation manager for KCB. But after that, he went and formed his own private secondary school. And that private secondary school has reflected the image of South Sudan positively, especially in terms of performance and how the students in that secondary school have brought a lot of quality. I would be able to request Ustaz Noble Remriak to stand up for you to see him. Is there sitting there? Is sitting there. And then also I've been told that the representative of Professor Julia Kir Abraham Makura has arrived. So I would like you to stand up wherever you are so that people can see you. He's going to take the award for the Professor Julia Kir. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to be able to invite the moderator of the day to invite the next speaker in the program, who is going to be the representative of Burundi. Nana.